Namaste everyone, and Nithyananda. In this video, I want to share with you my story about the horse, the ass, and the beautiful heart. My story begins in a period of time when I became a magician for the first time, like about 1 or 2 months, when I started on my tour in my country, Bulgaria. And this was a period of time when I was fully concentrated on this science of abundance. I was falling asleep almost every night with this book, audiobook, The Science of Getting Rich of Wallahs Devotos. I've read many other books as well. And lots of things, or most of the things that were happening during the day and during my life, I was filtering out through this interest of mine. I was totally open, my senses, my eyes, my ears, everything was open to get the science and get the knowledge that life, God gives me at this moment of time. And I have sat down and I have calculated through the number of shows that I've done the last month and the number of visitors of the show, what actually I have earned. I had some rough idea. When I calculated, I found out that I actually earned more money than I thought, and it was a bit more than the goal that I had, because I had a goal I have set 3 years ago, and I thought I would achieve it in 3 months, but I achieved it in 3 years. So this was the first time I have achieved this goal, and I was like, wow, so crazy, so happy. And this day I went from one place to another through lots of forests with my car, and I put down the window of the car, the side of the driver, and I went like this outside of the window, and I was driving the car and I was shouting out in the woods, I'm rich, I'm rich, I made it, I made it, I'm rich, all the time. Because I was like in ecstasy. I thought for a moment this might be a chance, coincidence, because you can always have some moments that you like make a hit, but then I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep this result. If I keep this result, or something that is close to it, not that good, not that much, but if it's close to it, the next 3 months, then I'll take this thing as a sign from life, from God, that I have learned the first letters of the alphabet of really being rich. Something has already been settled inside of me, and I'm radiating it, because this is my goal, that I'm radiating abundance. It's so not theoretical knowledge, no, I wanted to be abundance myself. And I kept this result for a year, even a little bit more. Later on I diminished the speed that I was working with, that's why. But I knew then with certainty, and there were other signs as well. Anyway, so when I finished this, going to my new place, and then I settled down, I stopped the car, and there were a few people there with a few horses, and obviously they used these horses for their work in fields. They were like cutting trees and then delivering them for the wood industry, and using the horses to transport them from one place to another. And I stopped and started talking with them, and I had this desire to ride some of these horses, and they gave me the chance for it. And one of these horses, it just caught my eye straight away, and it was so beautiful. It was the biggest of all, and the first thing that caught my eye was his back legs, the back side, his ass. Absolutely beautiful, magnificent. These muscles the form, the shape, and the skin shining. Wow, it was absolutely magnificent. And naturally I started asking questions about this horse. I didn't understand anything about horses. So they told me the story. They said, oh, we bought this horse a few years ago from this owner, and we bought it for this amount of money. What we did, so we put this horse to work, like every day. We worked him out, just moving these trunks, trees, up and down, here and there. So we put him to work. And what happened, this body that you see now, the reason why you like him is because he developed these muscles. That's why this body. And interestingly enough, a few years after this, the person that we bought this horse from, he came. When he saw this horse, he was blown away. He wanted to buy this horse back from us for about 4 times the amount of money he had sold it to us. We said no, we want this horse for ourselves, and we kept it. The moment he said this phrase, this guy was ready to pay so much, several times more the amount. Was the theme that I was absolutely obsessed from this period of time, my life. And my ears went like an elephant, like I wanted to catch what God was telling me at this moment. What was the message for me? What did this mean? Because there was a secret. Here's the knowledge, real knowledge, message. You want abundance? There is a message. Because of the added value, something, the first stage, he sells this horse. Something happens in between. What did happen in between, so that afterwards there was such more massive value added? What was there in between? And this is what came to my mind. It came like this thought. Do you want a beautiful ass? Yes? Work it out. And it went on. Do you want a beautiful mind? Yes? Work it out. Do you want a beautiful heart? Yes? Work it out. I remember this phrase for my whole life. I remember this moment, and I remember it for my whole life as a formula. When I'm here, why I'm doing this thing, Nithyananda's home, because these last 2 days, I feel that we are really being here worked out the demands of our guru. Because I'm a Dhanavasi, I'm a person who stays here permanently. And our role is actually to represent him. People see us, they will have an image about him. So naturally, the demands are very high, because what he wants is something for the whole world, and what he wants is a breakthrough for the whole humanity regarding consciousness, expressing these powers of the third eye, but also willpower, realization in any field of life. So he makes sure that we stay engaged and have high level of activity during the day. So we have good times, and sometimes, like in the last 2 days, I have moments that I feel like tired, lost a little bit, thinking over things. And now I'm doing this story and I remember this lesson from life. If you want, all in all, of course, this is good for me. This is good for me because I know the purpose that I'm here for. So I know that it's for my own good. There is this thing that I have inside, in spite of the challenges. So, in order for a person to go on and to develop in these areas, he needs to have some kind of experience in life. For me, I had this moments in life, like the first time I got acquainted with Vedic science, with Transcendental Meditation, Yogi flying from Maharishi Yogi. Then I practiced this program, I got encouraged. I said, alright, let's do something in real life to show it, present it to people, school, Vedic city. But I didn't have the knowledge about it, so I went through this magic show business because I wanted to find out a way to present things through entertaining kind of way, because I saw that people are not that much interested in science, or if you present things through a scientific way, you need to be really emotional. It doesn't have to be like dull just numbers. It has to be really emotional. You need to be able to connect with people on a deeper level, and I gathered experience from there. And now that later on I found out that I needed more, way more, in order to develop these qualities at the end, real qualities, to become a leader, group creator, and person who realizes, materializes in life. This specific, because this is specific field, Vedic knowledge and Vedic cities, Vedic education. And in my own organization, I couldn't find such. Sorry for a moment that my battery fell down, so I'm gonna finish now. So yeah, I was saying that I started with this organization, but I then saw that the things that I was looking for, this leadership qualities, this upgrade in my knowledge, I actually found here with Nithyananda and his organization at Nithyananda's home in Bidadi, Bangalore, India. And the experience here is so much deeper. The plans that I see, the upgrade that I see. What I want to say about it for people, based on this story, when you have interest in some kind of field, you need to have some kind of experience, impulse. For you to go on this path, you need an impulse, experience, if something that will shake you from inside, make you go. And this awakening course that is being done here, there are such kind of procedures. Like a few days ago, I went through this procedure of death meditation. It just churns you out, inside out. And not only this, all these experiences, they really give you such kind of shaking from inside. It gives you very powerful influence for a long period ahead. One experience, a long time ahead. You can just go on from there. So this is it for now. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to help and answer them. And I'll dedicate this video to your success, the beauty of your body, your mind, and your heart. Wish you all the beauty in the world, in all these fields, in all these areas. Thank you, and Nithyananda.